What's up YouTube, and welcome to the Anabolic Outpost. And if you're anything like me, making quite a bit of anabolic desserts, you will eventually come across a situation where you need some sort of low-calorie or anabolic frosting for whatever recipe that you're making. This has came up quite often for me, and for a while I struggled with finding a correct frosting for my recipes, but I eventually just bit the bullet and created my own simple, high-protein frosting that also tastes delicious and is just as comparable as any other frosting. It is supposed to mimic a cream cheese frosting, but it really is versatile and you could use it in any frosting situations. I'm sure you could adjust it even further than that if you wanted to throw in some different flavored frostings in there as well. But for today's video, I'm just going to show you the simplest way. It shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, and I'll start off by reviewing the 3 ingredients that you will need. The first ingredient is fat-free Greek yogurt, and this adds almost all the protein to the recipe. It makes it slightly more runny, but it's really worth it for the amount of protein that's in there. And the next ingredient is going to be fat-free cream cheese, only 30 calories per serving, and when mixed with the Greek yogurt, it makes an incredible frosting. And then finally, the last ingredient is going to be the sweetener of your choice. I'm using my sucralose, but like I was saying earlier, you could get creative, and if you wanted some sort of flavored sweetener, that would work great as well for this frosting. And when making this, it's super simple to remember because it's actually equal parts of both the cream cheese and the Greek yogurt. And depending on how much frosting you need, you could obviously adjust this recipe, but the amount of frosting that I'm making right now is for a cupcake recipe that has 12 individual cupcakes, and I have found that 100 grams of cream cheese as well as 100 grams of Greek yogurt is just enough to frost 12 cupcakes, but you could adjust as needed. I got the 100 grams of the fat-free cream cheese in there, and now it's time to throw in 100 grams of the fat-free Greek yogurt. And I really wasn't lying when I said how simple this was. This is the last ingredient, it's just a sweetener, and I'm adding in 3 grams. It's now time to mix this frosting together, and you can mix this by hand, but I am going to be using an electric mixer because my cream cheese is coming straight out of the fridge, so if you are going to mix by hand, I do recommend that you let the cream cheese soften first. Otherwise, it's really going to be a hassle to individually break apart all the pieces of cream cheese, and then even when you think you got it all breaking apart, there's still going to be pieces that you found and chunks of cream cheese inside of the mix. So if you don't have an electric mixer, be sure to let the cream cheese sit out before you mix this together. Once you have your frosting mixed together, it should look something like this, and then you're going to want to refrigerate it for at least 15 minutes before you spread it onto whatever dessert you're going to make. Or spread it and then refrigerate dessert, whatever you do, but this stuff does need to be refrigerated so that it hardens up before you consume it. Not to say it won't be good if you don't have patience or anything, but that's just what I recommend to get the full experience for yourself. And you can see the live action that you're getting right now as I spread this onto some red velvet cupcakes that I actually have a video tutorial on coming out next week, so be on the lookout for that if these look delicious to you. But I did want to have a separate video for this frosting on my channel because I am going to use this in a lot of different recipes, and I wouldn't want to make it every single time in front of you. I could just link this video and you will have this frosting recipe at your disposal whenever you need it. And I should probably give you the macros for this frosting because I know some people are going to be asking for it. For this batch that I made right here with 100 grams of each of the cream cheese and yogurt, it's going to have in total 30 grams of protein, 18 grams of carbs, and 2 grams of fat for a total of 205 calories. That's an interesting macro line to just blow your mind right there, that we only use fat-free stuff in this, yet there's still 2 grams of fat in it. Anything that you purchase that says fat-free and even says 0 grams of fat on the back is all just rounding because they still have a very minimal amount of fat in them. Not that it really matters anyway, I just thought I'd let you guys know that fact in case you did not know already. And that is all I have for you for today's frosting tutorial. I appreciate each and every one of you that have watched this and given me support recently, and if you want to support the channel even further, I have a Patreon linked in the bottom of the description, as well as my Amazon affiliate links, completely optional, but if you're still listening, I mean, you might as well just do it, right? No, I'm just kidding, completely voluntary. I still appreciate you, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.